Thank you, Mr President. My question is to the Minister for Employment, Skills, Small and Family Business, Senator Cash. Can the Minister please update the Senate on how the Morrison government's skill reform agenda has strengthened our vocational and education system for the road to economic recovery?
The Minister for Employment, Skills, Small and Family Business, Senator Cash.
Well, thank you, Mr President, and I thank Senator McLaughlin for the question. Mr President, as Australia and Australians recover from the devastation of COVID-19, supporting a skilled workforce has never been more important. In addition to the support of the JobKeeper payment, which, as we know, is seeing around 3.5 million Australians maintain that so important connection with their employer, the Morrison government will invest a record $6.5 billion in skills to keep apprentices and trainees on the job, but also to ensure that Australians have the skills they need to move into employment. Our $6.5 billion investment includes $2.8 billion in terms of our support for apprentices and trainees and keeping them on the job, and of course the $1 billion JobTrainer fund to help Australians upskill and reskill in areas of demand. South Australians will be pleased to know that yesterday, Mr President, I announced with the South Australian Premier, Stephen Marshall, and the South Australian Skills Minister, David Pisoni, the launch of the South Australian JobTrainer Fund. That is a skills funding boost of around $69 million in South Australia, and I congratulate the South Australian Government on working with the Commonwealth to ensure that we have this important injection of additional funds into the South Australian economy. Mr President, that around $69 million will now support thousands of South Australians to transition into further training or employment in areas of demand in South Australia. And of course, the $1 billion JobTrainer investment by the government, matched by with the states and territories, builds on the substantial skills reform agenda that we have been implementing since 2018. We've established the National Skills Commission to, of course, improve labour market forecasting and skills needs assessments, which will inform the work in terms of the JobTrainer Fund.
Senator McLaughlin, a supplementary question.
Minister, in addition to this record investment in training, what steps has the government taken to repair the reputation of our vocational education system since coming to government, and why is this essential to support a skilled workforce to drive our economic recovery?
Senator Cash.
Well, Mr President, the former Labor government, as we know, were the architects of the greatest damage ever on the vocational education and training sector in Australia. They implemented in their wisdom, in Labor policy wisdom, the failed vet fee help scheme. What did that do? It saw billions of dollars defrauded from vulnerable students who were simply trying to attain a qualification to better their employment prospects. Colleagues, to date, the Australian taxpayer has now recredited in excess of $2 billion because of Labor's vet fee help failure. And in fact, Senator McLaughlin, in South Australia, around 8,500 students to date, because there will be more, have had their funds recredited. Senator Watt, in Queensland, 38,000 Queenslanders, 38,000 students in Queensland have had to be recredited because of Labor's failed vet fee help policy.
Senator Cash. Senator McLaughlin, a final supplementary question.
How is the government building on this achievement to ensure quality remains at the centre of our skills and training system as we emerge from the economic impacts of COVID-19?
Senator Cash.
Well, thank you, Mr President. And as Senator Wong is saying so eloquently across the chamber, 7 years in government and you're still talking about what Labor did. Well, you see, Senator Wong, when you wreak devastation on Australia's vocational education and training sector, when you actually decimate its reputation, it does take years to rebuild. We have now recredited in excess of $2 billion because of Labor's failed scheme. And Senator Wong, 8,500 students in South Australia, they had to have their monies recredited because of your failed scheme. But, Mr President, what else has the Morrison government done to ensure that we restore the integrity to Labor's failed system? Well, as you know, skills is a priority for this government, and as such we've taken action to bolster the regulator, the Australian Skills and Quality Authority, to ensure that quality training is now being delivered by private providers, and that is what we are doing.
Senator